It's December 19th, 2023, calling to order the Bucyrus City Council. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
McKeever, absent. Myers.
Here.
Wireball.
Here.
Potter.
Here.
Sherrick.
Here.
Spiegel.
Here.
Young.
Here. Madam President,
Yes, sir.
I would like to make a motion to enter into executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, Section 121.22G, to discuss the compensation of the Safety Service Director.
I have a motion by Mr. Myers.
I'll second Mr. Myers' motion.
Roll call, please.
McKeever, absent. Myers.
Yes.
Wireball.
Yes.
Potter.
Yes.
Sherrick.
Yes.
Spiegel.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
All right, we are in executive session at 7:01. All right, it's 7:22. May I have a motion to come out of executive session?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
McKeever, absent. Myers.
Yes.
Wireball.
Yes.
Potter.
Yes.
Sherrick.
Yes.
Spiegel.
Yes.
Young.
Yes.
We are out of executive session at 7:22.
Madam President?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to make a referral, but I'm not quite sure which committee that we want to throw this into for the discussion of contracts for all non-elected, non-union employees.
Salary.
So probably finance? Yeah.
And I'll second that.
I have a motion by Mr. Myers, a second by Ms. Sherrick to discuss contracts for non-elected and non-union, correct?
All non-elected, non-union.
All
employees.
non-elected, non-union city employees to finance. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. All right, you have before you the minutes of the December 5th, 2023 regular council meeting.
Move to approve as presented. Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Myers, a second by Mr. Wireball. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Granting permission for visitors to speak.
Greg White, 1125 Hillcrest Drive. Well, I see the circus is back in town. I guess you guys are already vote on this. I am against giving Mr. Wagner his money. No records, no payment. This council has done nothing but be corrupt, along with this administration. You guys have no documentation to prove that he is due this money, okay? The auditor even said that the last meeting. There's no documentation whatsoever. Why did you allow him to go above the cap? Because pretty much as it says in the Manpower Act, that if the employee of his sick time goes over the cap, he's paid 2-to-1, not 1-to-1. So there's your corruption. Thank you.
Anybody else?
Kurt Fankhauser, 616 Prospect. I'm also against the $30,000 buyout appropriation for the service director. When I was council president in the past, we had requested, per the Ohio Revised Code, several meetings that the service director and mayor attend, and they were completely absent. They did not come to the meetings they were requested to. In my opinion, that is dereliction of duty. Mr. Wagner does not deserve a buyout for not fulfilling his legal responsibilities of attending meetings. It's my understanding this is being brought up tonight as a first reading, waiving of the council rules, passing it as an emergency. There's already one council member absent, which means one no vote would hold this to a second reading. I've been told, well, we have to pass it because he's going to sue us if we don't pass it. Well, if he wants to sue the city, all we have to do is go back to those meetings several years ago that he, it's in the minutes, did not show up when we requested him to be there. And I'm pretty sure that his lawsuit isn't going to go anywhere. So that's all I got to say.
Anybody else? Any communications or petitions? Standing committee reports. Planning,
Nothing to report?
public lands and buildings,
Nothing to report.
health and safety,
No report.
finance,
No report.
economic development,
No report.
service,
No report.
traffic commission.
Nothing I'm aware of.
All right. Mayor's report. Mayor's report dated December 19th, 2023. Thank you, Madam President. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all those who live and work in Bucyrus. It has been a pleasure serving my hometown for these last 9.5 years. I will have a final condensed version of the State of the City report for release next week, in which I will look back on our administration with an eye toward current and future issues that should be addressed. It's always tough to lose loved ones anytime, but especially at Christmas time. Our condolences go out to the families of Harold Steinhelfer and Scott Hastings, two men who made a difference for the good of Bucyrus. You all knew Harold. He was a gentleman who drove the Grand Marshals in the Bratwurst Festival Parade since the very beginning. His gold convertible caddy was his pride and joy after his lovely wife Annabelle and family, and he was the perfect ambassador for the Bucyrus Bratwurst Festival. What you may not know about Harold is he was one of the kindest persons you would ever meet. He was humbled by being able to lead off the parades each year. May he rest in peace. Scott Hastings was a native of California, moved to Bucyrus to serve as a plant manager for General Electric, a position he held for 17 years. Scott was a veteran of World War II and led a life of service to his adopted community of Bucyrus. I was happy to have known him and his family for many years and was fortunate to be able to serve with him as members of our local Rotary Club. Even as his health declined, Scott still came to our meetings and was an inspiration to all who came in contact with him. May he rest in peace. I encourage all citizens of Bucyrus to look at the contributions of Harold and Scott, as well as many, many other citizens who work to make our community better for all and get involved to make a difference during your life by helping others. Hopefully, one will be able to say about you that your life was well lived as these fine men. Thank you, Madam President. And the Safety Service Director report dated December 19th, 2023. We will have a Board of Control meeting for a bid opening in council chambers on Thursday, December 21st at 9:30 a.m. for the county water services taps. We will have a Board of Control meeting for the bid opening in council chambers on Thursday, December 21st at 10:30 a.m. for the Lincoln Highway East Waterline Project. Board of Control will meet to open bids in council chambers on Thursday, January 4th, 2024 at 10 a.m. for the Sulphur Springs Locust Grove Water Project. Trash pickup for Christmas Day, December 25th will be Tuesday, December 26th. Please have your trash out at 7 a.m. Trash pickup for New Year's Day, January 1st, will be Tuesday, January 2nd. Please have your trash out at 7 a.m. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to all. Mr. Gerner, do you have a report?
I don't think so. The airport manager contract. It's been referred. We just need to have it, a special meeting, included in our special meeting. I have no report.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Lewis?
I have a report. Happy holidays from the Auditor's Office and Income Tax Department. Though this is our office busiest season, we sincerely hope everyone finds some peace this holiday to enjoy time spent with friends and loved ones. We hope you enjoy yourselves and forget your worries in the warm glow of the Christmas lights with bellies full of ham and hot cocoa. Now for the business portion of the report, I would like to refer to all to finance as an emergency. Transfers of funds in Fund 265, Ohio EMA ARPA First Responder Retention. Reduction of appropriations, miscellaneous and salary appropriations. You said we don't have to refer the Kevin Dtre contract, okay.
You can refer it just to be safe, but I thought it was previously
Okay, we're
referred.
back on, guys. Referring the airport contract with Kevin Dtre, and then also referring an advance or transfer of funds from the general fund to the 282 VOCA 2024. I also wanted to thank council, city hall, and the public for their patience through this transitory year. And I also wanted to thank the previous auditor, Joy Schiffer, with all of her help in this transition over this year as well. It has been greatly appreciated. Thank you all.
Thank you. All right, you have before you also the treasurer's report. May I have a motion to accept and file?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick, a second by Mr. Myers. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We don't have anything from the police chief. You have the fire report. May I have a motion to accept and file?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick, a second by Mr. Potter. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Granting permission for visitors to speak on city official reports. May I have a motion, I'm sorry, I jumped the gun. May I have a motion to accept the city officers' reports as presented?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick, a second by Mr. Wireball. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Granting permission for visitors to speak on standing and special committee reports or city officer reports. Seeing none. Consideration of proposed legislation for the first time. Ordinance number 46-2023 regarding salaries, correct, and annual appropriations.
I think that was.
I believe it's been pulled by the.
Yes, I was just going to announce that it was being pulled. So moving on, we have proposed ordinance 47-2023.
Proposed ordinance 47-2023, that's the Fraternal Order of Police contract. An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Bucyrus, Ohio, to enter into a contract with the Fraternal Order of Police, Ohio Labor Council, Inc., pertaining to the captains, lieutenants, and police patrol officers in declaring an emergency. Proposed ordinance 48-2023, that's the Fraternal Order of Police contract regarding the dispatchers. An ordinance authorizing the mayor of the city of Bucyrus, Ohio, to enter into a contract with the Fraternal Order of Police, Ohio Labor Council, Inc., pertaining to dispatchers and declaring an emergency. Proposed ordinance 49-2023, that's the revisions to the manpower ordinance pertaining to the police chief. An ordinance amending ordinance number 10-2023 establishing the compensation and human resource staffing, sick leave, and vacation of employees of the various departments in the city of Bucyrus, Ohio, and enacting in its place legislation pertaining to the compensation, human resource staffing, sick leave, and vacation of employees of various departments in the city of Bucyrus, Ohio, and declaring an emergency. Proposed ordinance 51-2023, it's appropriations. Amending and supplementing ordinance number 66-2022, being the annual appropriations ordinance for 2023, by appropriating from unappropriated general funds the sum of $424,898.25 to the personal services line item within the fire department category within the Program 1 Security of Persons and Property subparagraph. Further appropriating from unappropriated safety forces levy funds the sum of $21,000 to the personal services line item within the civilian employees category within the safety forces levy subparagraph. And finally, appropriating from unappropriated general funds the sum of $10,000 to the contractual services line item within the street lighting category within the Program 1 Security of Persons and Property subparagraph and declaring an emergency. Ordinance 52-2023, it's the transfers ordinance. Amending and supplementing ordinance number 66-2022, being the annual appropriations ordinance for 2023 by decreasing the current balance in the contractual services line item by $132,411.97, and in the other uses line item by $292,486.28, with both line items being within the general government category within the local fiscal recovery fund 2021 subparagraph within the local fiscal recovery fund 2021 fund, and increasing the current balance in the contractual services line item by $424,898.25 within the fire department subcategory within the local fiscal recovery fund 2021 subparagraph within the local fiscal recovery fund 2021 fund, further by decreasing the current balance in the contractual services line item by $224,898.25 within the fire department category within the program 1 security of persons and property subparagraph within the general fund, and increasing the current balance in the transfers line item by $34,898.25 within the fire department category within the program 1 security of persons and property subparagraph within the general fund, and increasing the current balance in the personal services line item by $190,000 within the fire department category within the safety forces levy subparagraph within the safety forces levy fund, and declaring an emergency. Proposed ordinance 53-2023, that's the property maintenance code, amending and supplementing section 1355.99 entitled penalty under chapter 1355 entitled International Property Maintenance Code, under Title 7 entitled Housing and Property Maintenance Code, under Part 13 entitled Building Code of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Bucyrus. And finally, proposed ordinance 54-2023, it's repealing sections 3 and 4 of ordinance 39-2023, repealing section 3 and 4 of ordinance number 39-2023, which amended and supplemented ordinance 66-2022, being the annual appropriations ordinance for 2023, by decreasing the current balance in the contractual services line item by $132,411.97, and in the other uses line item by $292,486.28, with both line items being within the general government category within the local fiscal recovery fund 2021 subparagraph within the local fiscal recovery fund 2021 fund, and increasing the current balance in the personal services line item by $424,898.25 within the fire department category within the program 1, the security of persons and property subparagraph within the general fund, and declaring an emergency. Good job.
May I have a motion to accept this as a first reading?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Wirebaugh, a second by Mr. Myers. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Granting permission for the visitors to speak on the legislation that's been read for the first time.
Vicki Dishon, 1108 Hillcrest Drive. This is concerning ordinance number 49-2023, dealing with amending the manpower ordinance for the police chief's 2026 wages. If you'll look at page 2, under E, Safety Forces, Police Chief, it sets forth in bold the amendment of min and max hourly wages effective 1/1/26. However, on page 1, the third whereas clause sets forth the reason for the ordinance amendment is, and I quote, "in order to adequately staff the All-Miller pool with lifeguards. The employment of additional lifeguards is necessary." This whereas clause, in my opinion, should be amended to recite the correct reason for the manpower's amendment. Finally, on page 3, under F, Recreation Department, Lifeguards, it sets forth the strikeout of number 7 and the bolded number 12. Just as a reminder, ordinance number 22-2023 was passed by council on May 18th, 2023, amending the manpower ordinance, which was for the additional employment of lifeguards. So the number 7 should be removed from this ordinance, and the number 12 should be unbolded. Then secondly, I was prepared to talk about ordinance number 46-2023, which contained appropriations dealing with the proposed sick leave buyout for the service safety director. However, it's been pulled. So I guess the question is, I had information that I thought would be well to supply you with.
Will you be here Thursday?
Yes.
That information will
It's
be
being
helpful on
readdressed
Thursday.
Okay, that's great then. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Anybody else? Referring back to originating committee, proposed ordinance 47-2023 is referred back to finance. Proposed ordinance 48-2023 is referred back to finance. Proposed ordinance 49-2023 is referred back to finance. Proposed ordinance 51-2023 is referred back to finance. Proposed ordinance 52-2023 is referred back to finance. Proposed ordinance 53-2023 is referred back to health and safety. And proposed ordinance 54-2023 is referred back to finance. Committee report on pending legislation, finance.
Finance is favorable to proposed ordinance 46-2020. I'm sorry. I guess I crossed it out on the other page, but now. Okay, proposed ordinance 47-2023, the FOP contract. Also favorable to proposed ordinance 48-2023, the FOP contract for dispatch.
Mr. Wireball,
Yes.
on ordinance 49, I would propose that after the first whereas, we include an and, second whereas, period, take out the third whereas, and correct the 7 so that it correctly reflects 12. So we take out the reference to lifeguards, we put the actual number of lifeguards from the past one, and pass it as is,
Mr. Myers.
once amended.
Since we have yet to, but will be requesting a special meeting after the committee meetings Thursday,
We can do
can
that.
we ask for that to be corrected and put that on the agenda for the meeting?
So you want this tabled? Is that what you're saying?
I'm requesting such.
This hypothetical meeting that we know.
Yeah, that we'll be asking for in a
Not
moment.
as amended?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
bring it, yeah.
So I have a motion by Mr. Myers
I'll
to
second
table
that.
49-2023. I have a second by Ms. Sherrick. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Finance, you may continue.
Moving right along.
Sorry.
Proposed ordinance 51-2023, finance is favorable for the appropriations. Finance is favorable to proposed ordinance 52-2023, the transfers. And finance is also favorable to proposed ordinance 54-2023, the repeal of sections of ordinance 39-2023.
Health and safety.
Health and safety is favorable to proposed ordinance 53-2023, the property maintenance code updates.
Further consideration of pending legislation for ordinance number 47-2023 FOP contract. For the second and third readings of proposed ordinance 47-2023, do I hear a motion to suspend the rules, waive the readings of the caption and text, and declare an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Myers, a second by Ms. Sherrick.
Myers?
Yes.
Sherrick?
Yes.
Spiegel?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
McKeever's absent. Wireball?
Yes.
And Potter.
Yes.
Do I hear a motion to adopt proposed ordinance 47-2023?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Myers, a second by Mr. Spiegel.
Myers?
Yes.
Spiegel?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
McKeever is absent. Wireball?
Yes.
Potter?
Yes.
And Sherrick.
Yes.
Ordinance 47-2023 is duly adopted. Ordinance number 48-2023 FOP contract dispatch. For the second and third readings of the proposed ordinance 48-2023, do I hear a motion to suspend the rules, waive the readings of the caption and text, and declare an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Myers, a second by Mr. Young.
Myers?
Yes.
Young?
Yes.
McKeever is absent. Wireball?
Yes.
Potter?
Yes.
Sherrick?
Yes.
And Spiegel.
Yes.
Do I hear a motion to adopt proposed ordinance 48-2023?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Myers, a second by Mr. Potter.
Myers,
Yes.
Potter,
Yes.
Sherrick,
Yes.
Spiegel,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
McKeever is absent, and Wireball.
Yes.
Ordinance 48-2023 is duly adopted. Ordinance number 51-2023 appropriations. For the second and third readings of proposed ordinance 51-2023, do I hear a motion to suspend the rules, waive the readings of the caption and text, and declare an emergency?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Wireball, a second by Mr. Myers.
Wireball,
Yes.
Myers,
Yes.
Potter,
Yes.
Sherrick,
Yes.
Spiegel,
Yes.
Young, and
Yes.
then McKeever is absent.
Do I hear a motion to adopt proposed ordinance 51-2023?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Spiegel, a second by,
No, Mr.
I'm sorry. I have a motion by Mr. Young, a second by Mr. Potter.
Young,
Yes.
Potter,
Yes.
Sherrick,
Yes.
Spiegel,
Yes.
McKeever is absent, Myers,
Yes.
and Wireball.
Yes.
Ordinance number 51-2023 is duly adopted. Ordinance number 52-2023 transfers. For the second and third readings of proposed ordinance 52-2023, do I hear a motion to suspend the rules, waive the readings of the caption and text, and declare an emergency?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Spiegel, a second by Mr. Wireball.
Spiegel,
Yes.
Wireball,
Yes.
Potter,
Yes.
Sherrick,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
McKeever is absent, and Myers.
Yes.
Do I hear a motion to adopt proposed ordinance 52-2023?
So moved. Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Young, a second by Mr. Potter.
Young,
Yes.
Potter,
Yes.
Sherrick,
Yes.
Spiegel,
Yes.
McKeever is absent, Myers,
Yes.
and Wireball.
Yes.
Ordinance number 52-2023 is duly adopted. Ordinance number 54-2023 repeals sections of ordinance 39-2023.
So moved.
Second.
I didn't read the,
Oh, repeal section of ordinance 39.
all I did was read the title of it.
No,
Oh,
I just followed her, sorry.
No. For the second and third readings of proposed ordinance 54-2023, do I hear a motion to suspend the rules, waive the readings of the caption and text, and declare an emergency?
that's so moved.
Second.
All right, I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick, a second by Mr. Myers.
Sherrick,
Yeah.
Myers,
Yes.
Wireball,
Yes.
Potter,
Yes.
Spiegel,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
and McKeever is absent.
Do I hear a motion to adopt proposed ordinance 54-2023?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick, a second by Mr. Spiegel.
Sherrick,
Yes.
Spiegel,
Yes.
Young,
Yes.
McKeever is absent, Myers,
Yes.
Wireball,
Yes.
and Potter.
Yes.
Ordinance 54-2023 is duly adopted. Do we have any old or unfinished business that needs to be brought before council? New and miscellaneous business, any outgoing council members, please return your Surface Pros to the clerk after Thursday's meeting. The regular signed eye council meeting will be January 2nd at 7 PM. It had been mentioned that we need a special council meeting. I'd
like to request a special council meeting following the regularly scheduled committee meetings on Thursday for the purposes of, make sure I get all these correct. How do you want me to word it? For the purposes of consideration of legislation for appropriations?
Yeah, I think that'll work.
And what was the other thing we just mentioned?
Manpower.
Detray.
The airport management, and lastly, for ordinance 49, 2023 to be corrected, reread and reproposed. And I was getting ready to make that referral, so there'll be one more thing, it'll be for the BZA appointment. I'd like to also take this moment to request to refer to the planning committee BZA appointment of Harry Lipscomb, whose term expires at the end of this month.
So that would also need to be mentioned in the special council.
Yeah, that would also be for the special council.
Okay.
I will second that.
Sorry, I just want to make sure we got this in the special meeting. the advance or transfer of funds. Did you say that as well?
I did not.
He just said
Appropriations.
appropriations.
Okay, there will be, so in my referrals for tonight, which I wanted to run as an emergency to do that as well, transfers for Fund 265 and advance or transfers for the funds.
Okay, you already have those referred, correct?
Yeah. But
Okay, but
don't
we
they have
haven't
to be-
voted on them yet.
Right.
Right, she'd like to add those into special counsel stuff.
Oh, I can't, I see. I get it, okay.
To get all the right
So,
wording in there.
special counsel for the transfer funds in Fund 265, and the other one
Yeah.
was the
Advance or transfer.
VOCA?
Yeah, for VOCA.
Any emergency stuff from the auditor, that would be my.
Okay, are those the only ones that you need?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
May I say something
sure.
for new business?
Vicki Dishon, 1108 Hillcrest Drive. The appointment or reappointment of our council clerk, that's a piece of legislation that's always passed the first meeting of the new term. And I'm thinking we probably should refer that tonight to,
Finance.
yeah,
To Mrs. Dishon's point, I'd also like to request that we refer the appointment of the council clerk to Finance Committee. Good catch.
Then
I'll
one
second that.
question,
what was the appointment of the individual whose term ends? Okay. Is that not a piece of legislation that we would be passing in January because his term does not expire until December 31st?
Very well could be. I was asked to refer this by the BZA.
Because I know in the past, that's how we've done it. And there's been times when we haven't even got the request for appointment or reappointment until later in the year. Then we always just say retroactive to January 1.
I defer to the law director.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so Mr. Myers has made, yeah,
Just to point out something, Greg White, 1125 Hillcrest Drive, your ordinance 53-2023, please change the names for council president and mayor, please. Thank you. Thank you.
It's not.
It's not passing until next week.
oh, that's
It's
why,
not an emergency.
that's why, okay,
Yeah.
And it wasn't read this one.
okay. No, we're good, okay. So I have a motion by Mr. Myers for a special council meeting after committee meetings on Thursday, the 21st.
Three of us.
Yeah, I need three of you, I got one.
I will say that too.
All right, so I have Mr. Potter and Ms. Sherrick.
I'll do it too.
And
Yeah,
why not? We'll, everybody.
you had three.
Yep. Okay. All right, so referrals. We have the transfer of funds in Fund 265 Ohio, EMA, ARPA, first responders, retention to finance, reduction of appropriations to finance, miscellaneous and salary appropriations to finance, contract for airport management services to finance, advance on transfer of funds from general fund to 282 VOCA 2024 to finance, and the BZA appointment of Harry Lipscomb to plating.
As well as to finance was the contracts for non-elected,
Right.
non-union.
Contracts, I wrote that down, sorry. Contracts of elected, non-union city. And that was to finance?
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question, Brian. If we decide we're going to do contracts for non-elected, non-union, would it be wise to add into the manpower while we're changing it? Something like anything not addressed by contract, you would revert here, kind of thing? Because a lot of them are covered under manpower with a lot of this writing, like,
Right, so if it's not addressed to the Manpower Act,
no, I mean, their contract should like supersede. So your contract says this. Now, if we didn't address it, it's covered in whatever's left in manpower through the state, but other than that, would it be a good idea to go ahead and add in there some sort of wording that says contract supersedes?
yeah, so I mean, if you're
Well, I mean,
going
since we have to pay to change it,
specifically pull out, like, the fire chief, the police chief, service director, all of those, I mean, basically anybody that's not in the union would be specifically pulled out, or you're basically gutting the Manpower Act and just having everybody else become contractual employees. There would be no need for a Manpower Act if everybody else had an employee contract. That's what the Manpower Act is an employee contract for all of the non-union, non-elected officials.
see, that's what I thought it was too.
Right.
All right, so I have these referrals that I just mentioned. I need a motion to refer them.
And, yeah, I mean,
So
Sorry, I'm
moved,
done.
or second?
All right, I have a motion by Mr. Spiegel, a second by Ms. Sherrick. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Requesting a motion to excuse Mr. McKeever.
So moved.
I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick, a second by Mr. Myers. Anybody have any other business?
All in favor?
Did I?
You need a vote on that.
For
I'm sorry?
the clerk stuff. I know that
I don't-
Kevin motioned to refer.
I don't believe I need a motion. I just need 3 council members requesting the meeting, correct?
No, like the referral for what Vicki had brought up.
appointment of
The clerk appointment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
Was it on there?
yeah.
Okay. I
Now
didn't
you're
hear.
voting on all of them collectively again, is that what you're doing?
You got a first and
We
second, we didn't
on
vote.
For the special meeting?
No,
on
for
on
the
Referrals.
referrals, we did a first and a second for the excused council member, but didn't vote on that either.
All right. You may read them again?
No,
Because I thought I got that.
no, you had a
read them all. We
motion
didn't all
from
vote.
Mr. Spiegel, a second by Ms. Sherrick, and then you went to the next thing. We
I
didn't
wrote
vote.
carries. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right. Anybody have any other business? May I have a motion to
We
adjourn?
should probably vote on excusing Mr. McKeever too. We got the first and the second, but we didn't vote on it.
I have a motion by Ms. Sherrick, a second by Mr.
Sorry.
Myers to excuse Mr. McKeever. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? End of the year craziness. All right.
Would you like a motion to adjourn?
I would like a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. We are adjourned at 7:59.
Sorry.